Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Cooking from a Can. Today we're going to be making a Thai basil pork. It's one of our favorites that we make quite often, and we thought we would show you how we make it. We've got a little secret weapon as far as a recipe ingredient that we use to make it a little bit better than any of the ones you're going to find online. So yeah, let's get started. All right, so first thing you want to do is get your rice going. We have a rice cooker, so it's already cooking in the rice cooker. If you're doing it the old pot method, you want to have that on. You can let it sit there and stay warm, but at least that way the rice is on while you're prepping everything. So we're going to get started with prepping up our vegetables. If you can find shallots, you can use shallots. If you can't find them, you can use a red onion. We can't find shallots here in Costa Rica, so we do use the red onion, which is very similar in flavor. So we're going to get started with mandolin slicing that so it's nice and thin. If you don't have a mandolin yet, definitely go out and buy one. You can order them on Amazon as well. They're not that expensive, and it just makes things a lot easier as far as slicing for the red onion, carrot, which you're going to see. I'm going to use it for that as well. And if you want to make your own homemade potato chips, this is excellent for that because it makes it nice and thin. So I've got a fairly large red onion. I'm not going to use all of it because, again, you want like 2 to 4 shallots depending on size. So we'll probably use about half of this. So we're going to get slicing that. Be careful because this is very sharp. You don't want to slice your fingers while you're doing it because dinner would be postponed as you're off to the hospital. And next you want to slice up your carrots. Again, the ingredient list is down below so you can see everything you need for this recipe. So we're going to do 2 medium-sized carrots. So another ingredient is the long skinny green beans. So you want to probably about like 2 decent-sized handfuls for this recipe. And then you're going to want to chop them up into just little, probably about 1-inch pieces. Somewhere around there. Alright, so we need about 14 cloves of garlic, or a little bit more if you really like garlic. And then the boys are eating this as well, so we're not going to make it too spicy, so we're going to do 3 Thai chili peppers that we actually picked out of our own garden here. And if you want it a bit more spicy, you can double that or triple that. It just depends on how spicy you like it. Just minced. Then you want to use about 3 cups of basil, or like a really good sized handful like this. If you can find the Thai holy basil, that's the one you want to use, but if you can't, then just normal basil is fine. Still gives a really good flavor. It's part of the name of this dish. Don't forget to put it in like I did one time. I had it sitting over on the side and we're cooking over here and totally forgot to throw it in. And then after we finished eating, Shannon's like, what's the basil doing over here?
We just called it Thai pork instead of Thai basil pork.
Yeah, but you want to put the basil because it gives it a really good
main part.
That's the main part, yes. So now she asks me all the time, right?
Yes, please put the basil in. Please. We cannot go basil-less.
No. So yeah, just a rough chop on that. Just, you don't want big chunks in there when you're eating it. Choke it down. It's not fun, is it? Set that aside, and then we're just going to start preparing the actual sauce that's going to go in once the pork is fried up. So 3 tablespoons of sugar, we use the raw sugar, 3 tablespoons of fish sauce, 3 tablespoons of just your normal soy sauce like Kikkoman or whatever you use, nice light soy sauce. 6 teaspoons of dark soy sauce. If you can't find it, check an Asian market that's near you. They typically have it, or some grocery stores do carry it down their what is it, ethnic aisle. And then 6 teaspoons of oyster sauce. And then my secret weapon with this recipe to make it a little bit more sweeter, balance it out a bit more, is I do about 4 to 5 tablespoons of Hoisin sauce. What I do is I taste it once it's in there, so I'll start with 4 tablespoons. And then again, taste your food as you're cooking. If you find it needs a bit more, then put another tablespoon in. Just kind of mix that up together. And that's your sauce for this. Alright, so let's get to cooking it. Alright, so we're going to do this in a wok. If you don't have a wok, again, you can do this in a normal frying pan or a bigger pot. If you don't have a wok yet, you should go out and get one. Must have.
We'll take a walk.
It's going to be nice too once we have the outdoor kitchen. You can start filming these out there. Alright, so you're going to want to use a little bit of vegetable oil, or if you can find it, peanut oil is the best. Get that going. Be so nice to have a wok station outside with that high heat. Things will cook so much faster that way. I'm gonna see if I can find one here though, or get someone to make one. So once your oil is nice and hot, we're gonna add in the garlic and the chilies. As well as your shallots or your red onion. We're going to let those saute down a bit, about 2 minutes or 3 minutes. And then you're going to add in your 2 pounds of ground pork. Let that cook down. It's going to take a little while just because all the moisture in the pork, but yeah, we're just going to let that fry up now and hopefully get a little bit dry. So now that the pork is cooked down, we're going to add the sauce in. As well as the green beans and the carrot. And now we're going to let that cook down a bit. And now this is when you want to taste it to make sure that there's a nice balance of flavor. Let's see if we have to add more Hoisin sauce or salt. Yeah, it needs another tablespoon of Hoisin sauce. So do 5 tablespoons instead of 4. Alright, so after you let that cook down for about 5 minutes or so, we're going to put that onto the other burner, and then we're going to add probably the best part. It's a couple of free-range eggs. You put that on top as a sunny side egg, and then it oozes all that creaminess over top of your dish.
Oh yeah!
It's Shayna's favorite part. I'm going to show you a trick on doing sunny side eggs as well. Just a little bit of butter. Let the butter melt now, and then you're going to want to add your basil in. You want to add it at the end because it does wilt up quite a bit. You don't want it to be too tough. Right, so now you just want to crack the eggs in the pan. Okay, so the trick to knowing when a sunny side egg is done is using the flat part on your knuckle and just touching the top of the egg. If it's warm or hot, you know it's done. If it's still cold, then you know it's got to cook longer. So they're still cold on the top. This one's hot, this one's warm. Right, so now you just want to dish it up. We're going to put a little bit of rice down and then put the pork mixture on top and then the egg on top of that. When your meal is done, it's going to look like this. See all the different colors and the nice egg on top? It's going to ooze all over that. So let us know how this turned out for you. Leave a comment below. Hope you enjoyed it. It's a really good flavorful dish. If you do like the video, leave a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell icon to get notified when we come with new videos. We're going to keep coming up with new menu ideas or dish ideas. Not really menu, I guess. You're not a restaurant, but yeah, just different ideas. We do like to do a lot of Asian cooking, a lot of Thai cooking, so that's why you see a lot of that. But yeah, enjoy your meal and we'll see you in the next one. Ciao. So bright, I can't even see the camera. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Cooking from a Can. Today we're going to be making the Thai basil pork. It's a Thai name, but I'm not going to now. It's too hard to remember.
Yeah, you can just write it.
Yeah, I'm going to on the thumbnail and stuff. One of our favorites, and all. Oh, right. Right. So first, all you. I can't talk.
We'll take a walk.
A steel walk? Or maybe a saunter? No? What? What kind of walk do you want? A hand-in-hand walk on the beach?
What beach?
Yeah, right now we can't go on the beach because there's a pandemic.
No romantic walks for us.
Well, no, we can do romantic walks around the property.
Yeah, that's a good thing we have property.
Yes. Should I have these one wine or no?
Yes. 5 bottles, please.
Can't drive to the store right now either.
You can ride a bike.
No, my legs are sore from yesterday. I'm gonna crack the egg into the pan. Shane's looking at me like, what are you talking about? Parappa the Rapper, if any of you are our age and played that game when you were younger.
Crack the egg into the bowl. Crack egg into the bowl.
Menu. Like you have this home menu at home.